All right, so now I'm going to go in and create some different floors and wall finishes in the design options. So right now I'm in the main model. I'm going to double click on this view to activate it on A1.22, which is my scenario 2 sheet, right? And if I go down to main model, I can pick option 2. And that's what I want to do because I'm going to work on option 2 when I'm in scenario 2. So that should make sense. So I'll pick that, and when I pick that, it picks the things that are in this option, right? So I had copied these guys, and if I pick that, it's available to me. But anything that's in the main model is not available to me. So it's just kind of isolating that. So what I want to do here is, I guess I'll start maybe with the floor, and I'll pick the floor. And what I want to do is I want to duplicate that floor because I don't want to, because if I change it here with the same, that if it's the same floor that you were finished floor that you're using, it will change the one in option 1. So what I want to do is edit type and duplicate. And I'm going to name this shockingly finished floor 2, right? Or you could name it based on the name of the material if you want, but I'm just going to name it O2, right? And then I'm going to go in and edit the structure. And I do not want this guy on here, so let's delete that. And so maybe instead of this Forbo floor text floor, I will go with a cork floor. So let's see what we've got for cork. All right, so there's cork tiles. So I'm just going to move those up into the project. It's kind of unattractive. But I'm going to say they're 12-inch cork tiles. So I'm going to go to the graphics tab. I'm going to put a surface pattern on it. That's a model surface pattern that is 12 inches square, so a 12-inch tile there. And then I'll go to the appearance tab, and this is a template that Revit has set up for floor tiles. And I don't really like it. I'd like to have some more control over the color of it and stuff. So if you do want to go back to sort of the traditional settings for the materials, you can right click on the appearance and duplicate it as generic. And it will uncollapse that template. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this guy to white. And then I'm going to pull the image fade down. So it's going to sort of fade that out and not make it quite as hideous. And then I want to change this, make sure it's 12 by 12. Right now it's 10 inches. So I'm just going to do 1 foot here and click done. And then I'll go to the bump map and set that to 1 foot too. So it matches, and click done, and then click OK and click OK. Oh, let's change the thickness of it. We'll change this to, let's just say 1/4 inch right now. And let's say that for the cork tiles, we want it not to go right on the concrete. We actually want to have like a backer board to it. So I'll just insert, and we'll just call this guy, we could call it substrate, I guess. And then we'll come in and grab, let's grab a plywood for right now. So I'll just use plywood sheathing for that. And let's take a look at it. I don't really care. We're not going to see the material for this, but let's look at the graphics. It doesn't have any foreground pattern. We'll check user render appearance. And I'll just come in for the plywood and do a drafting pattern of like some wood there. Click OK, and then click OK. And let's make that plywood, we'll make it, 1/2 inch. Whoops, not inch, but 1/2 inch, and click. And that means really you could push the cork outside of that. And if I click OK and click OK, it's going to say the highlighted floors overlap. That's OK. Just click OK. And then if I come in here and take a look at it, we can also see that actually my wood is on top of my cork, right? So you would come in and just flip where the where the cork tiles are, just move them up, right? And then click OK and click OK. So now the cork tiles are on top, right? And so you can see that because this floor is thicker, it's sitting down in that slab. So what I'm going to do is use the align command. So I'm going to go to align and pick the top face of this floor. So if I back up, it'll be easier to see, but you can pick the top face of that floor, and then you can pick the bottom face of that finished floor, and it'll pop that thing right up there. Okay. And so now we have this floor as a separate floor. And when we come back, I'm going to do the walls and the ceiling.